Alright, for the first step of making a Newcomer meme is the background. Pick a color that matches the character the most, and make a gradient background with the edges being dark like this. You can use the gradient tool for this, but it's going to be a lot easier using the soft brush method. For step 2, go ahead and type the name of the character you're doing. FYI, the font I'm using is this. Can't pronounce that, but that's the closest font to the real deal. Another FYI, the real font is called DF Gothic W10. It's a Japanese font that costs 500 bucks. Yikes. Next, we're going to make the text curve as if it were in 3D. On the top, there's the warp text tool, and just select any style for now. Change the middle one to -25 if your text is on the left hand side, just like mine. But if your text is on the right hand side, make it 25. For the other text, you get to say whatever you want, and of course it has to be smaller than the name. And make sure you do the exact same thing with the warp text. Then select everything and give it a slight tilt downwards. The next part is the layer style. First, add some outline around the text. Then use the drop shadow effect. Change the opacity to 100%. Make the angle 45 degrees if on the left hand side, and 145 if on the right. Give it a little distance, 100% spread, and a small amount of size. Next, use the gradient overlay. Make sure the scale is all the way to 150, the opacity is 50%, and the gradient is black and white. Next is the inner shadow. Change the blend to normal, the color to white, opacity to 100%, angle -90, choke to 0, and the size to 0. Give it a little distance so there's white under the text. Instead of wasting time doing that all over again for the other text, just right click and do copy layer style and paste onto the others. Now you can pick any color for the phrase text. I'm gonna do gold just because I think it looks nice. So finally, step 3, you might want to make a new layer for this in case you mess up, and you're going to have to download these brushes. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can install these brushes yourself. Anyway, you can just mess around with this. I just like to get it to the point where I like it. And make sure it's slanted along with the text. You don't want it to go upwards while your text is going downwards. After you're done with that, give it a drop shadow effect. Make the opacity 50%, angle 90, and give it some distance. Also, give it some size so that it's a little bit blurry. Finally, step 4, the character. Make sure the picture is big in HD. Also, it's better if it were a PNG file so that it's transparent, but if it's not, you can just use the quick selection tool. Also, I recommend you use Refine Edge in case it doesn't turn out great. Just use these settings and it'll make your picture look a lot more better. This layer has to be in between the text and the splatter effect. Once all that's done, you can position the character any way you want. Now give it some shadow. Make the shadow heading towards the text or the opposite side of the screen. Give it a little size as well so it's barely blurry. Step 5 is the symbol. All characters in Smash have their own icon that comes from their game. In my case, I'm using my group's logo that I made myself. I hope you guys think it looks cool. Anyway, this should be just like a shadow. So what I'm doing here is basically making it look like as if it were from Smash. Make sure it's 50% opacity if it isn't already. Next is the lens flares. Make a new layer on top of everything. Then get another huge soft brush just like this, but make it white this time. And use it on the upper corner of the screen where the character is. Now make another layer. This next one is going to be on top of the name. Get a soft brush, but this time make it small. Put it anywhere on top of the name and give it a light blue outer glow. Make the opacity 50% and then change the layer's opacity to 50% also. Finally, step 7. Step 7 is adding exposure. I like doing this because it makes the picture look brighter. It does make a difference, but make sure it's only a little bit. And that's all you need to do to make a professional looking Newcomer meme. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. That would really support me, and let me know in the comments below if you want me to make any more videos just like this. And also follow me on Twitter for updates about this channel. Thanks again for watching. Ciao.